Oh. Hello. I didn't see you come in. I'm sorry. Well, I am your fairy godmother. Thank you. I'm here today to tell you a wonderful story. It's a story about love at first sight. How many of you believe in love at first sight? How many? I thought so. Well, actually, I can't say I didn't have a little bit to do with the way the story turns out. But I digress. Now, before we can begin, there are a few rules that every godmother must tell her children. First of all, please turn off all your pagers and cell phones because they interfere with our sound system. For the safety of our performers and as a courtesy to your fellow audience members, flash photography is strictly prohibited. You're welcome to take pictures of your friends after the show, and who knows, maybe even of me. Refreshments will be available in the lobby during intermission, and the proceeds of those sales will go to the Grafton Food Pantry. Please join me in welcoming and thanking all the wonderful people who advertised in our playbill. Their generosity and their support helped make it possible for me to tell you this wonderful story. And oh, by the way, for all the little boys and girls in the audience, Cinderella has asked me to invite all of you to meet with her in the lobby after the show. And who knows, there may be another special guest with her. Sir, I said little boys. So, without further ado, may I present to you the wonderful and the magical story of Cinderella. Maestro, please.
Giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. His Royal Highness Christopher Rupert, Windermere Vladimir, Carl Alexander, Francois Reginald, Lancelot Herman, Herman Gregory James is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. Our daughter's looking dreamy-eyed.
The prince is giving a ball. They say he wants to find a bride. He might want the ball. If only he'd propose to me. I pray that he'll propose to me. Why shouldn't he propose to me?
I wish I hadn't married Sam. Pull in your little diaphragm.
I'll wear a gown of satin lace and me now in a big brocade. Then I'm in the second grade.
The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. His Royal Highness Christopher Rupert, son of Her Majesty Queen Constantina, Charlotte Ermentrude, Guinevere Maisie, Maisie Marguerite Ann is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. I wish you didn't like to eat. His Majesty King Maximilian, Godfrey, Ladislaw, Leopold, Sidney, Sidney, Frederick, John is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball.
Cinderella, come along home now. You're cluttering up the street. Cinderella, the door.
Cinderella, close the window.
Cinderella, my chair. Cinderella, close the window.
Cinderella, my chair.
Cinderella, close the window.
Cinderella, close the window.
Cinderella, make some tea.
Cinderella, iron my dress. I'll need it.
Cinderella, lay out my new gown for this evening.
Cinderella, wash my gloves for tomorrow.
Cinderella, it's freezing.
Cinderella, poke the fire.
Cinderella, close the window.
Really, Cinderella?
Cinderella, really?
It's freezing.
Close the window.
Close the window.
Close the window, Cinderella! Now, my daughters, I want to talk to you. Well, not you. I want to talk to my own daughters.
That girl, all she wants to do is sit down. No wonder she never gets anything done.
Now, Joy.
Yes, ma'am.
And Portia.
Yes, ma'am.
As you well know, my little Muppets, this may be the most important year of your lives. The prince has just returned from his studies abroad, and this ball that's being given in his honor is for one purpose only.
They want him to choose a bride.
Every girl in the kingdom wants to marry the prince, including you, Joy.
Yes, ma'am.
And you, Portia.
Uh-huh.
On our shopping tour today, I bought you the most beautiful materials with all the frills and frou-frous that my purse could afford. So, whether or not you marry the prince, you will both have to marry somebody this year. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
there's one thing you must remember. When you want to marry a man, you must not do your beauty alone. You must show him that you have brains, like your namesake. Do you understand?
Naturally.
And Joy, I want you to live up to your name. I want you to be vivacious and alert, as well as beautiful. Now, that does not mean, however, that I want you to neglect your appearance. Our family has always been noted for its fascinating women. So, now let's all go upstairs and get our beauty sleep. I'm exhausted from all that shopping. Tomorrow, I'm going to have to get a massage. That's the only thing that does me any good. A good pounding. That's what your father used to say.
Yeah, I'm tired too, Ma, going from store to store the way we did.
You're tired.
Yes, I'm tired.
I suppose you think you're the only one that's tired.
Well, who bought the most?
That has nothing to do with it.
That has everything
No,
to
it
do
doesn't.
with it.
Go to
Just
bed,
because I
both
thought
of
you
you.
all of
Picking
this
on me.
and all of that
I'm
doesn't make
only-
any
That's
difference.
right. Don't raise your voices.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you don't stand there gaping at me. Ugh. Tidy up those tea things.
Yes, ma'am. I wonder why they're so tired. Looking at all those beautiful things and buying so many of them, I was too excited to be tired. Oh, how I love this room. When they've all gone out and there's nobody here but me.
Cinderella,
Yes, ma'am.
stop jumping around down there like an elephant. We can't sleep for all the racket.
Yes, ma'am. I was just going to sit down anyway. I love sitting down right here. I'm as mild and meek as a mouse. When I hear a command, I obey. But I know of a spot in my house where no one can stand in my way. In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be. On the wing of my fancy, I can fly anywhere, and the world will open its arms to me. I'm a young Norwegian princess or a milkmaid. I'm the greatest prima donna in Milan. I'm in Paris, who has always had her silk made by her own flock of silkworms in Japan. I'm a girl, men go mad for love's a game I can play with a cool and confident kind of air. Just as long as I stay in my own little corner, all alone in my own little chair. I can be whatever I want to be. I'm a slave in Calcutta. I'm a queen in Peru. I'm a mermaid dancing upon the sea. I'm a huntress on an African safari. It's a dangerous kind of sport, and yet it's fun. In the night I sally forth to seek my quarry, and I find I forgot to bring my gun. I am lost in the jungle all alone and unarmed when I meet a lioness in her lair. Then I'm glad to be back in my own little corner, all alone in my own little chair.
The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball.
Ugh. We have you to thank for this.
Well, we had to do something to celebrate the 21st birthday of our son, His Royal
Maisie.
Highness Christopher
Maisie.
Rupert Windermere
Maisie.
Windermere.
I know all of his names. I'm his father.
A fine father you are.
What do you mean by that? A fine father you are.
Oh, you never worry about him.
What? Why should I? Why should I worry about him?
Because he's unhappy.
How do you know?
He doesn't seem to be interested in anything or anyone.
Oh, he's happy enough, all right.
If he's so happy, why doesn't he get married?
If he's so happy, why should he get married?
Look at your pants.
How did I ever gain so much weight in 5 years?
Because that's all you've done for 5 years, gain weight. Why, you haven't had a court costume on because we haven't given a ball in 5 years. Well, you've done nothing to give your subjects any fun. Not a festival, not a fair, not a pageant. You've done nothing to make your people love you.
But they do anyway. Don't they? Oh.
Well, we'll have the royal tailor make you another suit.
That'll cost money.
Oh, don't start worrying about what it's going to cost. Wait until you see what the ball is going to cost.
Maisie, now is not the time to splurge. The exchequer's very low, and I can't afford.
I have the chef and the steward outside waiting to report their plans for the dinner.
Dinner?
Well, certainly you can't have a ball without a dinner.
Oh, don't
Come
have them in here.
gentlemen.
No.
Your Majesties,
Your Majesty.
a list of the bare necessities.
List of the bare necessities for what?
For 1,700 guests.
That seems a lot. I don't want to see any king crab on the menu.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Every time I see king crab written on a menu, I think somebody's making a comment about my disposition.
Oh, 1,000 baby lobsters for the salad.
Wow.
And 500 pheasants for the pie.
Aye,
1,000 pounds of caviar.
1,000?
Hush.
That's more than the sturgeon can supply.
I told the steward to get us 40 acres of lettuce and 600 suckling pigs for roasting.
What about the marshmallows?
Who wants marshmallows?
I do.
Why?
For toasting.
Now, if it please your majesties, I have a list of wine, the best of all the vintages from every nation's vine.
I want the wine of my country.
Hush, hush, hush.
Sherry and port and muscatel, Kümmel and eau de vie, dry champagne and sweet Moselle, Burgundy and Chablis, aquavit and Libra milch, cock and chocolate malted milk, brandy, drambuie and vodka, white and crystal clear.
I want the wine of my country. I want the wine of my country. I want the wine of my country. The wine of my country is beer.
Oh, obviously.
Hello, Father.
Oh, hello, my boy. I thought you were going out riding.
I am, sir. The groom is bringing my horse around at 3 o'clock.
Christopher, how are you feeling?
Fine, Father.
You're not upset about anything, are you?
I know, Father.
Aha, that's what I thought.
It seems to me,
Perfect.
sir, that you look a little tired.
Oh, I am. When I think about that darn ball, you know, that darn ball that you're giving with my money.
Oh, that. Well, to tell you the truth, sir, it's not a night I'm looking forward to, dancing with all those candidates.
Candidates?
Every simpering girl in the kingdom, each one determined to be the perfect princess for me.
Oh, I know how you feel, my boy. It's much better to chase one girl than to be stampeded by a whole herd of them.
One thing is sure. Whoever I marry, it won't be anyone I meet at the ball.
I know exactly how you feel. I feel exactly the same way. But, Christopher, we must remember one thing. Your mother has her heart set on giving this affair.
Yes, I know.
So, if you speak to her about this, do not tell her how you feel. Tell her you love the idea of giving the ball. Tell her that you're excited by the prospects of a... Oh, hello, my dear. Christopher and I were Christopher, say something.
Yes, Mother. I was just saying how much I'm looking forward to the ball. It sounds wonderful.
Oh, does it?
Yes, I was wondering if I could help you at all with some of the small preparations.
Why, yes, dear. Maybe you can.
I think they're bringing my horse around from the stables now.
Ooh. Are you getting the sniffles? Oh, hope you're not coming down with something. You better take something for it. You certainly wouldn't want to have a red nose at the ball.
It'll be over by then.
Oh, Maisie, the boy is not unhappy.
How do you know?
I asked him. He told me.
Did he?
Yes.
You know something.
What?
I love you.
Well, naturally you do. I am the king.
Nothing to do with it.
Boys and girls like you and me walk beneath the sky. They love just as we love, with the same dream in their eyes. Songs of kings and many things have their day and are gone, but boys and girls like you and me will go on and on.
They walk down every village street. They walk in lanes where branches meet, and stars send down their blessings from the blue.
They go through storms of doubt and fear, and so they go from year to year, believing in each other as we do. Bravely marching forward, two by two. Boys and girls like you and me walk beneath the sky. They love just as we love, with the same many things. And the day of our dawn brought boys and girls like you and me. We'll go on and on.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye all. A royal proclamation. A holiday is hereby proclaimed. Let every bank be closed. Let every shop be closed. And let every school be closed. Today is the day of the ball.
Cinderella, my gloves. Cinderella, my gloves.
Cinderella, more ribbons.
Cinderella's no help at all. A very disorganized girl.
Ma, no brains. When you haven't got it, you haven't got it. Cinderella hasn't got it.
Cinderella, my fan. Cinderella, my lorgnette. Cinderella, my reticule.
Cinderella, my handkerchief. Oh, the carriage is here. Oh, you look all so beautiful.
Yes, don't we? Cinderella, the flowers. Come along, girls.
Goodbye. Have a good time. In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be. On the wing of my fancy, I can fly anywhere, and the world will open its arms to me. I am in the royal palace of all places. I am chatting with the prince and king and queen. And the color on my two stepsisters' faces is a queer sort of sour apple green. I am coy and flirtatious when alone with the prince. Oh, Your Highness, you shouldn't say such things. I'm the belle of the ball in my own little corner, all alone in my own little chair. Oh, I wish.
Fal-de-ral and fiddly-dee, fiddly-faddly faddle. All the wishes in the world are poppy-pock and twaddle.
Oh, Godmother, I'm so glad to see you.
I thought you might be lonely, and I knew what you'd be doing.
What?
I just knew I would find you in that same little chair, in the pale pink mist of a foolish dream.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Fal-de-ral and fiddly-dee, fiddly-faddly poodle. All the dreamers in the world are dizzy in the noodle.
Well, what do you suppose every girl is doing tonight? I mean, every girl who isn't at the ball. She's wishing and dreaming she were really there.
But why aren't you really there?
Well, my stepmother, well, somebody had to mind the house.
Do you know what I'd do if I were you? I'd leave them. I'd just up and get out of the house. They make you work harder than a servant. If you want to be a servant, you could go someplace somewhere else and be paid.
You mean leave my stepmother? Oh, I don't think if Father were alive, he would like that. Do you think so?
Aren't you going to ask me in?
Oh, forgive me, Godmother, of course. Come around to the door.
Don't bother.
How did you get in?
The window.
The window.
The window. Aren't you going to offer me some tea?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'll just light the fire. But it was out. And the kettle is hot. Most curious. Flowers. But I'm sure. Oh, you brought them, didn't you?
I thought they'd brighten the room. Your water's boiling.
Oh, please sit. I'll have this in a minute. You know, I'm so awfully glad you happened to come by tonight. I was getting very lonely.
I thought you might be.
Godmother, do dreams never come true?
Well, I wouldn't say never, just seldom.
Oh, that's not very often, is it?
Not very often is precisely what seldom is. You're a nice godchild, but you ask very foolish questions.
I wish you believed in wonderful things. I wish you believed that every once in a while something marvelous and magical could happen.
Well, I don't say that I don't believe that once in a while something marvelous and magical can't happen.
For instance, do you believe in guardian angels?
Well, can't say I don't believe in them. Only thing is, it's dangerous to believe too much in good fairies and guardian angels.
Why?
You get to lean on them too much. You get in the habit of sitting back and expecting them to do all the work for you. You've got to help yourself, you know.
Oh, I know. I think about it a lot, but then I don't know what to do, and so I always wind up just wishing and dreaming, and I don't suppose that does any good at all.
Well, I don't say it doesn't do any good at all. After all, everything has to start with a wish. Nothing happens without wishing.
Oh, well, do you know what I was wishing for tonight, right before you came?
I'm almost afraid to hear.
Well, do you see that pumpkin out in the yard?
Nearly stumbled over that thing in the dark.
The moon is shining on it now. Well, I was wishing that that pumpkin would turn into a great big royal golden carriage that would take me to the ball tonight.
And what were you going to do for horses?
White mice. 4 white mice would turn into horses. Beautiful, white, prancing steeds.
Were you going to drive them yourself?
Oh, no. There'd be a coachman and a footman and 2 flunkies on the back seat.
And where were they coming from?
Well, they could be the 4 baby rats that I saw down in the cellar yesterday. Oh, I know what you're going to say. Falderal and fiddly-dee.
Yes, falderal and fiddly-dee.
Impossible, I suppose.
Impossible.
Just the same. It was what I was wishing, and I am still wishing it.
Nonsense.
I'm wishing it very hard.
You are?
Yes, I am. If only I had some magical help. If only I had a guardian angel. Or if my godmother were a fairy godmother.
Very, very funny. Good joke.
I am wishing in the name of every young girl who ever wanted to go to a dance and was told she couldn't. I am wishing that I may go to that dance tonight. I wish that by some kind of magic or falderal or fiddly-dee that all the kind hearts in the world will put their heads together.
All the kind hearts put their heads together?
Well, you know what I mean. That all the kind hearts and good souls will wish with me. And that you, godmother, will help me with every ounce of strength and cleverness you possess.
Cinderella?
Yes, godmother?
It's impossible.
Impossible.
I suppose so. Impossible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. Impossible for a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join in marriage. And 4 white mice will never be 4 white horses. Such fol-de-rol and fiddly-dee of courses. Impossible. But the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules and won't believe what sensible people say. And because these daft and dewy-eyed dubs keep building up impossible hopes, impossible things are happening every day. Impossible.
Impossible?
Impossible.
Impossible?
Impossible.
Impossible!
Impossible.
Impossible things are happening every day. Is that true, Godmother?
Well, I guess in a way. I suppose so.
Well, then I continue to build up my impossible hopes for tonight, and I officially wish.
Officially wish?
I officially wish and wish and wish all those things that I said about the pumpkin and the mice and the rats.
Impossible.
Just the same, I'm wishing it.
Impossible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. Impossible for a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join in marriage. And 4 white mice will never be 4 white horses.
They will!
Such fol-de-rol and fiddly-dee of courses. Impossible. But the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules and won't believe what sensible people say. And because these daft and dewy-eyed dubs keep building up impossible hopes, impossible things are happening every day. Cinderella? Cinderella. Look.
Oh, Godmother. It's the coaches and horses I wished for. And the coachman and the footman, too. But how? You?
Fol-de-rol and fiddly-dee. It's magic.
But I don't understand.
And you don't have to. Come on, if you don't hurry, the ball will be over before you get there.
Oh, Godmother, thank you. It's wonderful. It's possible
For a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage.
It's possible
For a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join in marriage. And 4 white mice are easily turned your horses. Such fol-de-rol and fiddly-dee of voices. Quite possible, it's possible. But the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules and won't believe what sensible people say. And because these daft and dewy-eyed dubs keep building up impossible hopes, impossible things are happening every day.
it's possible.
It's possible.
Oh, it's possible.
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible.